Hello and welcome to the inaugural episode of our Nerd Corner segment. These are going to be shorter discussions around less than 20 minutes where we talk about specific questions. And for our first one today, we're going to be asking, should Nightwing get a sidekick? What do you think?
No. No, I don't.
No?
No.
Not at all?
No, not
Never
even
in any way, shape, or form?
Nope. Nightwing should not have a sidekick. He should be solo. He works better solo. He can swing around, do his own thing, not have to worry about anybody.
Okay. I disagree.
Okay.
I like Nightwing as a solo character. I agree that he is a solo character. I think it's awesome that we have this person who started out as the sidekick and is now a fully formed, fully grown individual in his own city, keeping his own city safe. But I also think it would be really cool to see Nightwing pick up not a permanent sidekick. I wouldn't want him to have a permanent sidekick, but for like a year's worth of stories, for a couple years worth of stories, for him to do for some other kid what Bruce Wayne did for him, and to do it better, because Bruce Wayne is really emotionally distant, but Nightwing is, a fully formed person.
Yeah.
So I think Nightwing would be a great mentor, and because of that, I kind of think he should. Again, not permanently, but for a significant period of time.
Well, he has a sidekick now, doesn't he? He has the little bulldog, pit bull.
No, that doesn't count.
That counts.
No, Haley doesn't count, or Hallie. I think it's Haley. Affectionately known as Bitewing.
Awesome.
No, that doesn't count because she's not involved in any of the stories. But actually, Nightwing kind of does have a sidekick right now. His name is Bryce Moran, and he's just a regular kid. And this is going to get crazy fast, so I just need you to walk with me on this. He was a regular kid who was involved in a gang, and Nightwing broke up the gang and brought the kid back to like Titan's Tower or whatever in Bloodhaven. And then Nightmite, a fifth dimensional imp, came over who's a big fan of Nightwing, and he basically infected Titan's Tower and turned it into this like portal to the fifth dimension. And when that happened, this young like 8-year-old kid, Bryce Moran, became the Kryptonian Nightwing, which is the character, the mythological figure from Krypton's past, who was like a vigilante. And even though Nightwing helped defeat Nightmite and threw him back to the fifth dimension, this 8-year-old kid is still like a 30-year-old Kryptonian with all Kryptonian powers.
What the hell?
And they call him Nightwing Prime.
Okay.
And I hate that.
That was wild.
Yeah, I hate every part of it. There's not a single part of that sentence that I was saying, and I was like, this makes sense and this is good. I like the writer. I like Dan Waters a lot, but this storyline is stupid, personally.
See, you know what would have solved this? Is if Nightwing just never had a sidekick.
No, the problem with this is because if Nightwing's going to have a sidekick, it shouldn't be a person who has Kryptonian powers.
That's fair. Oh, yeah. I mean, it should just be your average Joe, but still.
If it was just this regular kid, Bryce Moran, then I'd be like, okay, this is great. This makes sense. This is calling back to Dick Grayson's origin. But it's the fact that he's basically a Kryptonian.
Okay.
It's stupid. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, no, that's dumb. That's first of all, Nightwing doesn't have any experience with powers for himself, at least. You know, I mean, he's been around people with powers, but still, he doesn't have any experience by himself.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't. Yeah, that makes no sense.
I really, really don't like it. I don't like it at all. But I think it would be interesting to see him train a young kid. And I think you could have some interesting stories being told in the beginning where the kid is like, hey, let me work with you. Let me do, this is what I want. And Dick Grayson is like, no, you're a good kid. I know you're in a tough place, but this is not a good path to walk. You don't understand. I got into this when I was 12 or 13 and it sucked. Like it was some of the best times in my life, but it sucked. It's led to so much pain and heartache. And eventually Nightwing has no choice but to accept this kid. Sort of the same like dynamic that Tim Drake had with Batman when he was first introduced after the death of Jason Todd.
Okay.
I think something like that would be really, really interesting.
I see. Yeah, I mean, okay, I agree with your point there. But maybe it would be fine if he had a sidekick.
Yeah. I would agree if the sidekick was going to be permanent, then I would agree with you, because I'm like, no, he shouldn't
No.
be saddled with somebody for all time.
Yeah, it should definitely be a temporary sidekick. It should not be a permanent thing.
Yeah, but if they're also going to do it, there has to be a middle ground, because I don't want it to be the type of thing where he takes this sidekick for like a single story arc and then he's gone.
That's fair.
I want it to be the same dynamic that Batman had with Robin in the beginning, where the two sort of became inseparable for a time until, I mean, you know, in that case, it was 40 years, and I don't want it to be that long for Nightwing. But eventually, Dick Grayson grew up and decided to become his own man. And that's why Dick Grayson is one of the best comic book characters ever created, is because we got to see him grow.
Dang. Yeah, that's true. Okay. Yeah, he can have a sidekick, without a doubt. As long as it isn't too long of a period of time, I'm fine with it.
Mm-hmm. I'm surprised. This is tangentially related to the sidekick conversation. I'm surprised that there hasn't been like an ongoing series that's been called like Nightwing and Batgirl, or Nightwing and Oracle.
I can see Nightwing and Batgirl. That'd be fun.
They're honestly, I love Superman and Lois. I think Dick Grayson and Barbara Gordon might be my favorite comic book couple.
Really?
Yeah. They're not as like, Superman and Lois is like the top tier of things. Like, they're the best of the best. I've said that before, and I don't think anything will change my opinion of that. But my personal favorite, I think, is Dick and Barbara.
Okay.
I just want them to get married.
That's fair.
I want them to be happy, dude.
That's fair. Peter and MJ.
Peter.
It's my favorite. But yes, I agree with you. He should have a sidekick. I don't know if it should be a new Robin or if it should be a different character.
I don't think it should be a new Robin.
That's fair.
I think it should be, but if it is going to be a Robin, it should be Damian, because Dick and Damian, I love their interactions. The storyline, the Batman and Robin from 2010 or whatever, 9 and 10, when it's written by Grant Morrison, where Dick is Batman and Damian's is Robin. One of the best like runs of Batman I've read. I love it so much. But no, I don't think it should be a Robin. I think it should be a new character. And I think you call them Flamebird, because do you know the story of why Nightwing's name is Nightwing? When Dick decided that and I think this is a Chuck Dixon creation. It could be Marvel. I don't remember. I think it's Chuck Dixon, but I'm not 100% sure. When Dick first left Batman, he didn't really know what to do, and so he went with the only other person that he felt comfortable talking to superheroing about, and it was Superman. And Superman told him the story of these Kryptonian vigilantes, Nightwing and Flamebird. And so that's why Dick Grayson took the name Nightwing, because Superman told him to.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
And so I think it would be interesting to have Dick Grayson take like a young person under their wing, like a young girl, 8-9 years old, because we've only had we've had like 2, but only one of them counts for female Robins, and Carrie Kelly.
Yeah.
I think Nightwing picking up a like 10, 11, 12-year-old young girl and her taking the name Flamebird would be really interesting. And I think Nightwing, Flamebird, and Batgirl would have a really interesting dynamic. You would kind of get to see like what Dick and Barbara would be like as parents.
Oh yeah, that'd be fun. That'd be really fun.
Yeah. And also Nightwing and Flamebird, I think, is just a really good title just by itself. But then it's also good. It's also cool because it ties back into, again, the origin of Dick Grayson as a solo character.
Okay.
So that would be my pitch.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I like that. I agree. It'd be cool to see them be parents for a little bit.
I think it would make for some really, really interesting storytelling.
Yeah.
And I think then you can have a really nice, I'm building this out as we talk about it. I think you could have a really, really nice moment where it's like early on in Flamebird's career where Nightwing like doesn't know what to do. Like, he's so confused and lost. And so he has to go to Gotham, and he talks to Bruce and Alfred, and he's like, how did you guys do this? And Bruce is like, it was him. And he points at Alfred. I was just there, man. He's like, I taught you to fight, but he turned you into a man. And you would have a really nice interaction with those 3 characters.
Okay. That would be cool.
And Alfred drops like some parenting knowledge.
Boom. I was gonna do a British accent.
Can you do a Michael Caine?
No.
I can't either. Well, I think, Master Dick. I think, Master Dick, that perhaps you should give him a good old... Wait, it's a her. Dang it. I messed it up. Doesn't matter. It's not very good, Michael Caine.
Hey, it was good. It was good in theory.
Michael Caine. Michael Caine. No, I'll work on it. My Alan Moore is better than my Michael Caine.
Dear Alan Moore.
Hang on. Alan Moore. I think the Nightwing should have a young little lass, and maybe she turns into a plant monster. It was better before. That was probably my least good Alan Moore.
That was still good.
I think my best Alan Moore was in the underrated characters one.
That was a good Alan Moore. Really good Alan Moore.
Alan Moore.
That was a great
Alan. There we go. He needs a little more gravel. Alan Moore. I think the young lass should be called Flamebird.
Hot.
She's 11.
No. No.
All right. We're going to end things there.
Yeah.
Let us know down in the comments. Do you think Nightwing should get a sidekick? Do you think they should be called Flamebird? Do you like the Nightwing and Flamebird pitch? I kind of like that.
I like it.
Otherwise, do you think they should just be a book called Nightwing and Batgirl?
That'd be cool too.
I think that would be really good.
That'd be pretty cool.
I don't know. Let us know down below what you guys think. We'll be back here next Thursday for another episode of the